And without objection, Mr. Stanton is authorized to participate in today's hearing. Mr. Stanton, you are now recognized.
Madam Chair, thank you for allowing me to participate in today's important hearing. I'm very disappointed that Mr. Logan declined to appear here today to address questions about how the Cyber Ninjas firm was selected to conduct a multi-million-dollar months-long partisan audit. I suspect the reason he isn't here is because he does not have good answers, that his involvement is one of the reasons the so-called audit was a fraud from the beginning. Mr. Logan has a history of spreading baseless conspiracy theories about the election. It may be one of the reasons why he was chosen to advance the false narrative by Mr. Trump's loyal followers in Arizona. I'd like to walk through a little of that history right now. On November 19th, 2020, Mr. Logan tweeted, quote, "Dominion servers in German were grabbed by the good guys in Germany," unquote. Dominion is a company that makes election servers. Mr. Logan was apparently referring to the theory spread by Gateway Pundit as well as convicted felon and former Trump aide George Papadopoulos that the U.S. military seized Dominion servers in Europe following the election. Mr. Becker, were Dominion election servers seized by the U.S. military in Germany or anywhere in Europe after the election?
There's zero evidence to support any part of that allegation, including the idea that there were Dominion servers in Germany at any time.
Thank you. For the record, USA Today, the Associated Press, and Reuters all fact-checked this claim and rated it false. According to USA Today, quote, "The U.S. Army denied performing such a raid, and the company whose purported servers were seized didn't even have servers in Germany," unquote. The week before January 6, Mr. Logan prepared a document for the recently sanctioned Trump lawyer, Sidney Powell, to help Republican senators who wanted to object to the certification of the election. This document's central claim was that Dominion's core software, quote, "originates from intellectual property of Smartmatic, a company that was founded in communist Venezuela with links to Chavez," unquote. Mr. Becker, you are an expert in this field and have studied elections. Are you aware of any evidence to suggest that Dominion's core software originates from a company with ties to former Venezuelan dictator Hugo Chavez?
There's absolutely no connection between Dominion or any other software vendor in the United States and Hugo Chavez or the nation of Venezuela, to my knowledge, or to anybody's knowledge for that fact.
And I want to point out for the record that even the Trump campaign knew this conspiracy was baseless. According to an internal memo prepared for the campaign in mid-November 2020, Trump campaign lawyers stated that Dominion has no direct ties to Venezuela. More recently this summer, while the fraudulent audit in Arizona was taking place, Mr. Logan starred in a film called, quote, "The Deep Rig," which sought to prove that the 2020 presidential election was rigged against Donald Trump. In the film, Mr. Logan states without any supporting evidence that the CIA or former members of the intelligence agency may be spreading disinformation around election fraud. Mr. Becker, is there any evidence supporting the theory that the CIA officers spread disinformation about election fraud, any at all?
There's zero evidence of that.
These conspiracy theories are all completely groundless, and yet Mr. Logan has publicly espoused them. If this was the person the Trump loyalists in Arizona Senate believe was the right person for the job, it's pretty clear that their goal was not to conduct an honest audit. If Mr. Logan were here today, we'd ask him whether he still believes these conspiracy theories. We'd also ask him how he could possibly conduct a fair and impartial audit when he's already made up his mind on the basis of debunked internet conspiracy theories nearly 8 months ago. We can't ask these questions because Mr. Logan unfortunately declined this committee's invitation to defend his work under oath. I yield back.